Welcome to the Kidney Kafe. I'm so glad you came to stay. Sit on down, make yourself at home. Welcome to the Kidney Kafe with Chef Benne.
Today I'm going to make some chocolate covered strawberries. But first, I'm going to create my own chocolate, okay? Because a lot of times people say, as a diabetic, I have to be careful about eating chocolate. Really, we're supposed to stay away from candy altogether, guys. We have to find substitutes and options. Remember, this is the Kidney Kafe where we learn different choices, we learn different options, we learn substitutes on ways that we still love to eat, because this is the thing. A lot of folk believe that if you're gonna go vegan or vegetarian or plant-based, or if you just wanna change your diet, that we have to starve, that we have to eat just plain skinless chicken and some rice or something, or chicken and broccoli. I remember doing meal prep years ago when I was a bodybuilder, and every 4 hours I had to make, yes, I was a bodybuilder. Every 4 hours I had to eat chicken along with 2 sides, and most of the time it was chicken and broccoli and maybe little greens, and I did that for like 2 months straight. Did I get cut up? Yes, I did. But did I get tired of eating chicken? Absolutely. So on the Kidney Kafe, we're here not just for the kidney community, not just for the diabetic community, but we're also here for everyone that want to learn how to eat healthier. We want to change America. Now listen, you may not know this, but I'm an African American. And the kidney rates in Washington, D.C. is the highest than anywhere in the United States. We have to change that. I'm a diabetic also. The diabetes, the high blood pressure, is 2 major factors of kidney failure. How many of you out there may be in stage 1 or 2 and not know it? Why? Because kidney disease is a silent killer. It's ones that you don't find out until you get to stage 4 and stage 5. Listen, and I know we're about to make some sweets, and this may sound, off course, but I gotta say it. An example, if there is a lot of suds in your urine, you need to go get that checked out. That means you got too much protein leaking in your urine, and it's a situation where that's a sign that there could be something going on. If you have family who may have had history of kidney failure, you just want to make sure that, and you know what, forget about kidney failure, forget about being a diabetic. How long do you want to live? How long do you want to be on this earth? A lot of times, if you're going to hear me say it, it's either going to hurt you or heal you. It's going to either hurt you, it's going to either help you or hurt you. It is important for you to make sure that, and I'm not going to preach to you long, but it's important for you to make sure that you take your time and you think about options. And one of the things that I like to do, because and I told you about me, I love sweets. Oh my God. I told you about me, if you follow the show, my honey bun eating and all that kind of stuff. I love me some sweets. But there are so many different choices and options that we can have. And listen, we want to talk about berries today, because I'm going to make some strawberries, but I also have some blueberries, and I also have some blueberries, some blackberries, some raspberries. I got all kinds of berries. But the important thing is that today we're going to talk about strawberries. So when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to create chocolate from scratch, baby. Yes, indeed. This is the Kidney Kafe, boo. We're going to teach you how to make chocolate from scratch. And then we're going to go into our chocolate covered strawberries. And then later on, you got to taste Chef Benne's sweet potato pie. I got these strawberries from the Amish market. I try to go to the Amish market here in the local area, and I try to support them. But also between my house and the Amish market, you can find so many different markets outside. Some of you need to start doing that. And guess what? Take your children with you. I told you about me being in the 6th grade being overweight. Take your children with you and show them different options. When we talk about strawberries is really, really good. Strawberries is really good because it's loaded with vitamin C. It's an antioxidant, but then it's also an anti-inflammatory. How many of us swell? My foot's swelling right now, but I'm not gonna say that live. How many of us go through where we retain certain things, we retain fluid? How many of us have to deal with trying to figure out what can we do for all of the inflammation? A lot of times people say, I don't want to mention any pills and all that, but there's a certain medicine that I take for inflammation, but the side effect is it raises my sugar. So that's why it's important for you. I'm going to challenge, especially the brothers, to go to the doctor. Get checked out. Just make sure that you're good, because it's important that we do that. But listen, the berries is really good because it's full of antioxidants. It's really good. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my chocolate covered strawberries for you. So first, and we're going to get started right now. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my coconut oil. I'm going to put coconut oil in here first. Okay, guys? So we're going to use the coconut oil. And you know, I'm a boy that love me some Mr. Good Bar, all kinds of chocolate, you know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cocoa powder. Okay, we're going to put that in there, and then what we're going to do is we're going to stir it up. Okay, and it's just important. You can see it. You see it already. And it's smelling up a storm. Let me tell you something, it's smelling up a storm so much to where you probably hear Chauncey upstairs barking up a storm, but it's okay. I'll tear that butt up a little later. So anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep that on, and we're gonna do medium heat. Let's turn this heat up a little bit more. Okay, you know, the temperature is very important. And then next, guys, what I'm gonna do is I have 3 tablespoons of some sugar-free honey. I put that out today, and normally I don't put things out because if you want your brand to be shown, you know what you need to do. Amen. Praise the Lord. So I put that out there, but guess what I did, everybody? I added a little bit of agave, because sometimes with the powder that we use, sometimes it can be very bitter. So you got to come back with just to add a little more sweetness in it. And this is just a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna stir this real good. Okay, we're gonna stir this real good, because you wanna make sure, and let me use my whisk when it comes to that, because you wanna make sure that it's good saturation. Now, what happens, everyone, I'm gonna show you the amazing look, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. It goes into the refrigerator for an hour, okay? Because you gotta let it chill. But let's just kind of see what our creation, look at that. Oh, have mercy on my soul. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Mrs. Reed. You gotta go, Miss Devereaux, baby. Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. So we have our chocolate here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to break. When we come back, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have prepared for you. I'm gonna dip it in some good strawberry. I'm gonna put my little accent on it. You know, I have my little decorating gel that we're gonna put on there, and we just wanna do something special. How many times have you thought about doing special things? Why are you going into the store buying chocolate covered strawberries when you can make them yourself? And we made them the natural way. We use, what did we do? It was 4 simple ingredients. We use coconut oil. We use our cocoa powder. We use our agave, our sugar-free honey. And then we came back with a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we have the finished product that we're gonna put in the refrigerator for 1 hour. And then when we come back, you'll be able to see what the creation, what the Chef Benne has created. Baby, it is time for me to do a little carrying on with my sweetheart. I didn't go to the store and buy these chocolate covered strawberries. I did it myself. How many times, and we're not gonna get started now because Chef Benne is a licensed counselor, so don't get me started. How many times did you do something special for your loved one? How many times did you say you're gonna make something extra? Listen, it's very important for you to be creative in your marriage, creative outside your marriage. No, I'm joking. But it's just really important that you do something sweet and special for that loved one. So what we did today was I made the chocolate from scratch, which you saw. Now, this is some non-dairy, it's almond milk, whipped cream. So, and this is why I said, let me say it again, how important it is for you to understand that there are so many different options and choices that you can use. And this, we're gonna sit this in the center here. Oh, yes, indeed. Look at that, everybody. Look at that. Now, before we go to break, you know, Chef Benne gotta try it, but I just want you to see it. It is beautiful. And what we decided to do, and you know, it's one of those things where it's an everyday learning process. I'm not gonna get everything right. It's important. That's why I tell you over and over again, I'm not a physician. It's important for you to seek your doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I am a kidney transplant survivor who is learning a different way to cook and a different way to just do different things differently. Yeah, I know I gotta be ghetto with it and just put it all in there before I do it. So before we go to break, let's see what's going on here. This is delicious. Everybody repeat after me, cacao, cacao, like papow, cacao. Earlier, I was calling it coca, caca, kuka. I don't know what I was saying, but you know I had to do my research. This is cacao powder. But let me tell you something good about that. Let me stick it up here first so you can see it. But let me tell you something good about that. This is the reason why you gotta tune in every week to the Kidney Kafe with Chef Benne, because you don't know what I'm gonna end up saying. Because remember, I told you I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a physician, I'm a kidney transplant survivor, just like some of you out there, regular, normal people learning different ways to cook and different ways to prepare dishes. So there are gonna be some times, if I don't have a dietitian or somebody in the room, sometimes you may hear me mispronounce something, but guess what? We're gonna keep rocking and rolling. No, we're not gonna edit it, because what you need to understand is that I'm an everyday human being trying to change one life at a time. All right, everybody, so let's get busy. Cacao. So let's get busy. And that's especially for the lady. I heard you saying, oh, if he don't get that right, that's just irritating me. Oh my God, I'm gonna turn the TV off. Well, this was for you, boo. Cacao. All right, everybody. So what happens is, it's time for me to stir my sweet potatoes. So what I normally do is, I normally take a large fork and I mush my potatoes down. I mash them down with a large fork, and then I come back behind. And first, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a cup of sugar. I use the monk fruit sweetener is what I use. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the coconut sugar on our next segment, but I have it out here for a reason. So I use the monk fruit sweetener. So every time I put an ingredient in there, I'll go ahead, put it in my bowl. You know, I'm old school. You know, I can use the bottom of it, but I want to do this thing right. Usually I would take a wooden spoon and do it myself. All right, we got that in there. Then next, what we're going to do is we're going to do a stick of butter, but I did the vegan butter. Okay, we're going to put the vegan butter. All the vegan butter in here. I use the vegan butter. And we do a stick of that. Do the same thing. We're gonna mix it together. You keeping up with me? All right. Cacao. All right. All right, now that I did that, I'm gonna come behind with my half a cup of almond milk, okay? Put that in there, and I'm gonna go back again. Everybody say amen. All right, you like that, don't you? Okay. And look how pretty it looks. Look at the color. Then what I'm gonna do, everyone, is I'm not using eggs. Ooh, I told you it was something special. I'm doing this for a person that may be a vegan. So I'm not going to use anything that has animal product in it. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to put yogurt in here opposed to eggs, okay? I'm gonna put that yogurt, and guess what? I got another secret for you. When you make, and you see me when I start to make my vegan cookies, I use applesauce instead of eggs. You gotta come up with different ways, everyone. All right, now I'm gonna come back, and I have a half a teaspoon of nutmeg and a half a teaspoon of vinegar. Did you hear what I said? I said vinegar, I mean cinnamon. I tell you, that Chef Benne kills me, everybody. All right, so we just put the nutmeg and the cinnamon in here, which is our last ingredient. Okay. So now what we're gonna do, yeah, this looks amazing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use my organic, traditional, it is a vegan, organic pie crust that we're going to use, and it's a beautiful pie crust that we're going to use, and we're going to put our filling in here. Look at the beautiful filling. Okay, we're going to put our filling in, making our amazing. Oh, this looks so good. This looks amazing. Now I got another little secret if I have some remaining pie crust left, not pie crust, but pie filling, if I have some pie filling left, then I use that a part of another dessert that I'm gonna share one day with you on the air, okay? All right, guys, so what's happening is that look how simple and easy that was. It's a vegan sweet potato pie, and I wanna try to get as much, I don't know why I have this fork, but I wanna try to get, yeah, this is the fork I used to mash it. I should have had a spoon, so I'm gonna do the best I can. All right, that's it, okay. So what's gonna happen now is we're gonna get ready and put this in the oven. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna put this in the oven. And when we come back from break, we're gonna show you two things. I have something special to tell you when we come back. So don't go nowhere. Sit back and relax and get ready for the revealing of Chef Benne's sweet potato pie, vegan. We'll be right back. Now listen, we already did our strawberries, and now you're going to show that special woman or that special man that you know what you're doing in the oven with the vegan sweet potato pie. You see two different pies here, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Both of these are vegan sweet potato pies. And you may say, well, Chef Benne, you crazy. Why this look like a bean pie and this look like a sweet potato pie? Well, let me tell you, it's all in the sugars. The monk fruit sweetener, any kind of white sugar substitute that you use is going to give you your normal pie. I just added my vegan whipped cream on top of it, you know, just do a little spicy dicey, you know, we all on TV. However, this is because of the coconut sugar. The coconut sugar is a brown sugar, and with the coconut sugar, along with the cinnamon and the nutmeg, it's going to immediately turn the sweet potato darker. So both of these are identical pies. I use the same thing, except I use the coconut sugar for the darker pie and the monk fruit sweetener for the lighter one, okay? Now, cacao is our word for the day. Remember that. Y'all not gonna talk about me bad. Cacao! I won't ever forget it. All right, everyone, before we get ready to go for the next chef, I just wanted to let you know that when we think about sweet potato pies and when you think about potatoes in general, potatoes is high in phosphorus. So just a little hint, if you have a baked potato or a sweet potato, what I normally do is I boil them so we can boil the phosphorus out of it, okay? So we can make, not necessarily boil it out, but make sure that the phosphorus is much lower if you boil them. That was a little trick a dietitian told me, but it's important to know PC. What does PC mean? PC means portion control, meaning that you only need a little slice, okay? If you have chronic if you have chronic kidney disease, CKD, you only need a little slice of this. Remember what we talked about. We want to eat and enjoy, even though it's vegan, you still want to make sure that you have portion control. All right, everybody, my time is up. We got to bring in Chef Kevin from Events by B&B Catering. I'm so excited to have him at the Kidney Kafe. So just remember, everyone, to pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why? Because you are worth it. We'll see you after the break. On this week, we'll be discussing what is a vegan, what is a plant-based vegan, what is a junk food vegan, and of course, we have to talk about the superfoods that's good for people with KD and CKD. Most importantly, what are the different healthy options and choices that we can take while preparing meals? So tune in to the Kidney Kafe with yours truly, Chef Benne, every week where on the Urban Television Network. We're now with our guest chef. Brother Kevin has entered the Kidney Kafe, and I'm excited to find out what Brother Kevin is going to do. Let me just tell you something before I let him talk. Let me just tell you one thing. That Kevin and his family has been catering for me for many, many years now. And you know, it's all about helping each other and giving everybody an opportunity to shine. And when I tell you that Kevin and his family have been an awesome blessing to the Bennett Career Institute, the Bennett Babies Child Development Center, they have been catering for our corporate events and our corporate meetings for many, many years now. So I said, why not bring Kevin into the kitchen, Chef Kevin, and let him tell us all about himself and what he's going to prepare for the kidney community today. Kevin, welcome to the Kidney Kafe.
Thank you for having me, Chef.
So talk to us, Kevin. So tell us a little bit about you and your love for cooking, and then let us know what you're going to prepare for the Kidney Kafe.
Well, I've been cooking for over 15 years, and
Wow.
the love started with being in the kitchen with my grandmothers at an early age.
Amen.
And my mother also has been in the food industry for over 30 years.
Wow.
So it's just kind of been in my blood, and I love to make people happy and see people eat healthy and good food.
And one of the things that I noticed is someone like me, I've always been like a yo-yo dieter and all of that, but those of you who know me know that I love to eat. And I think that's important. So tell us, Kevin, first let me ask you this. What's your favorite dish that you like to cook?
My favorite dish, I guess I would say, would be any type of chicken.
Any type of chicken, okay?
Grilled, fried, baked.
I know that's right. Well, you know what we're going to have to do, Kevin, one day? You're going to have to come in with your fried chicken, and I'm going to come in with the fried chicken that I know how to make, and we're going to see if you all can taste the difference, because most of the times I will use either almond flour or coconut flour. And I try to make sure that I use grapeseed oil when I fry my chicken. Sometimes I do olive oil, but sometimes I like to do a blend of coconut and grapeseed oil.
Cook at a high level.
Yeah, cook at a high level. And then on top of that, and that's so funny he said that, because grapeseed oil, really the only way you're supposed to use it is on at a high heat. And then what I like to do with my chicken is I like to put it in the oven afterwards. And the reason why I like to put it in the oven afterwards is because, you know, it took me for years to be able to learn how to make chicken the right way. Because you make it so beautiful. You know, when you were a kid, you make it so beautiful on the outside, and then once they bite into the blood shoot at you. And I never forget, my mother would say, "Oh, that chicken looks so good, but it's not done. You got that fire too high." All right, Brother Kevin, so tell us a little bit about what you got on the table today.
Well, I got a little bit of ingredients over here. I have my garlic and herb seasoning.
Okay.
I have some organic olive oil.
Okay, very good.
I have some parsley, dried parsley. I have some paprika.
Okay.
And I have my McCormick vegetable seasoning.
Okay, your vegetable season. And then what I noticed, guys, is, and Kevin and I haven't even had a chance to talk, and I noticed that he has cauliflower on the table, which you know is a superfood. And what you gonna do with the cauliflower?
I'm gonna saute the cauliflower for you with some onions and a little parsley.
Okay, very good, because let me tell you this. Now, oftentimes cauliflower, you know, is a versatile vegetable. And what we like to do is we like to, opposed to using rice, we like to use cauliflower. Opposed to using mashed potatoes, we will do cauliflower. You will see later on throughout the episodes my cauliflower pizza, where we make pizza crust with the cauliflower. So that's one of the superfoods. And I see you have your red peppers. Red peppers is one of the #1 superfoods because of the nutrients in the red peppers and the vitamins and all of that in the red peppers that really will do a great job when it comes time for you to come up with healthy options and choices. And it smells really good too. And of course he has onions up here as another superfood. And then I also see that he has broccoli. So we're going to be doing a lot of cooking when we come back. But before we even go to break, I want Kevin just to tell us just a little bit about you in reference to you know, where have you said that you've been cooking for 15 years.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And you said your favorite dish is chicken, any kind of chicken.
Any kind of chicken.
Okay, now let me ask you this before we go to commercial break. What's your favorite vegetable?
My favorite vegetable, well, I have a few.
Okay.
But, I would say asparagus is one that I really love.
Okay.
Collard greens is another one.
Okay, very good.
Cabbage.
So you know what that means, everybody. Cabbage is a superfood. That means that we got to bring Chef Kevin back. And Kevin, what's the name of your business?
Events by B&B.
Events by B&B. So listen, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, Chef Kevin with Events by B&B is going to start. Tell us what you're going to make for us today.
I'm going to make some zesty herb roasted chicken with the cauliflower rice and some steamed broccoli florets.
Oh, that sounds awesome. All right, everybody. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. guys, we're back in the kitchen with Chef Kevin, Events by B&B, and I'm just gonna sit on the sideline and watch the maestro do his work. Go ahead, Brother Kevin.
Right. So I got a saucepan here with a little, say about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're gonna add in some of our chopped onions.
Love
We're gonna saute those for 1 or 2 minutes so they get a little coloring on them. Then we'll add in our cauliflower, rice to be sauteed. And then in our saucepan over here, we have about a cup of water. And I took some of our McCormick vegetable seasoning and I seasoned the water for boiling. And now that the water is boiling, we're gonna take our broccoli florets. We're gonna add them in. And then we're gonna take and we're gonna put a little bit more of that vegetable seasoning on top.
Okay. Looks great.
We're gonna let that steam for about 5 to 8 minutes. And then we have our chicken breast here that we've rinsed and cleaned. And we're gonna take and we're gonna add a teaspoon to tablespoon of olive oil to that.
Okay.
And we're gonna add in some of our garlic and herb McCormick seasoning that we have. And then we're just gonna take and mix that all together in our bowl. Get the oil and the garlic incorporated on the chicken. And we're gonna just put a little oil at the bottom of that pan.
Okay.
Keep the chicken breast from sticking.
So this is going to go into the oven.
This is going to go into the oven at 400 degrees for 15 minutes.
So then what kind of seasoning do you have on this?
This is the garlic and herb.
Okay, very good.
Salt-free seasoning.
Okay. And then you hear that, everyone, salt-free. So now you, how do you like the cauliflower? Do you like to get your cauliflower in the bunch and then go to the processor or grate it down, or do you like to get the cauliflower that's already prepared, already chopped?
I like to do it both ways. So,
Okay.
you know, this was the quick, easy way. So I bought this one already chopped, but you can easily buy your own stalks and cut them down and chop them yourself and save them a little extra few dollars.
Okay. Now, do you find it any difference? Because so sometimes, I like to go into the store, especially if you're doing an event, and I like to get them already in the bag. But then other times when I'm at home cooking, I like to just go ahead and use the actual whole cauliflower. Exactly. So do you find that to be easier to get that when you're doing your catering with B&B?
Yes, for bigger events and when you're time consuming, you get that. But if you got the time, definitely get the florets and chop them down yourself.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you this question. So talk to me about, do you put any seasoning in here?
Well, now, because I do love this vegetable seasoning and cauliflower is a vegetable, we can always jazz it up and add, a little bit of the vegetable and a little bit of the garlic as well to our cauliflower.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
And then I like to garnish it with the parsley, once it's all finished.
Okay, so use parsley once it's done. Gotcha. And then you put this in the oven. You said at 400 for how long?
For about 15 minutes.
15 minutes? Okay. Then keep in mind, guys, that one of the things that's on our list for superfoods is skinless chicken. So that's kind of important. And I know some of you hate to take the chicken off. So Chef Kevin, he just came with the tenders already. So now you don't have to worry about that. Kevin, talk to me real quick about cleaning chicken. Because one thing I can't stand is chicken with a whole lot of fat on it. I take my time and make sure that I get all that fat off that chicken.
That's definitely what you want to do, unless you're using a chicken breast, which naturally has a lot of fat. and you would leave that like it is. But any of your chicken breast, you definitely don't want that fat on there.
Okay.
You definitely want to clean that well.
And for your cauliflower, how long do you normally keep that on the pan?
You let that saute in the pan for maybe about 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
So that's
And with
pretty
your
much
broccoli?
ready. And the broccoli will steam the same, about 5 to 8 minutes, just to get them a little tender. But like you say, so they still have a crunch to them. You don't want to take all the nutrients out of them.
Absolutely.
Definitely want them to look nice and vibrant green.
Absolutely, guys. Well, I tell you one thing now. We're going to have to take a commercial break. And this looks really amazing. I tell you, Chef Kevin, listen everybody. Chef Kevin have the Kidney Kafe smelling up a storm just off of the broccoli, off of the cauliflower rice, and how well this chicken is seasoned. Now, you keep mentioning the same season over and over again, so I'm scared to ask you, is McCormick your favorite seasoning brand?
McCormick is one of my favorite seasoning brands.
It's one of your favorite seasoning brands.
Yes,
Okay.
it definitely is.
All right, guys, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hopefully we're going to try out some of this good food and see how everything turns out here at the Kidney Kafe. We'll be right back. Find myself being overwhelmed and really busy, but then of course you get hungry. What do we think of? We think
Fast food.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Brother Kevin. We think of fast food places to go to, and I'm telling you, that just happened the other day. I live around the corner from McDonald's, but I also live around the corner from Whole Foods. So I said to myself, I felt that. Because I said to myself, are you gonna keep making the same, and let me talk to you, let me look in the camera. Are you gonna keep making the same mistakes, sweetie, over and over again? Or are you gonna make a change? Let me tell you what I did. This just happened to me on Friday. I went to Whole Foods. They have a little section in there that's, I think it's called Mint Burger or something, and where you can get the plant-based burgers and all of that. So I had the plant-based burger, and I had their fries, all that kind of stuff, and I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel like I was cheating. I remember the last time I went to another fast food place. Believe this, Brother Kevin. I went to a fast food place, got sick, had to go to the emergency room, and that is part of when I found out I had kidney disease. So it wasn't just I told you about on the show before about my stomach and all of that, and I was coughing, didn't know what was going on, the pain, but it did not really get to that level until I went to that fast food place. So it's really important. And some of you say, I don't want no cauliflower, I love rice. What you tell them, Brother Kevin, don't knock it until you try it.
You gotta try it.
You gotta be able to try that stuff. So let me ask you this, so with your uncle, what kind of, let's say, recourse, or did you introduce him to some healthy style eating? Did you start trying to prepare more meals? What kind of conversations did you have with your uncle?
Yes, I did have conversations with him about eating healthier. I showed him by preparing actually this same very meal that I'm doing right now.
Perfect.
Prepared this for him, and just talk to him about like you were talking before, portion control, eating eating at the times that he needs to eat, and to keep up with his medication and whatnot. And so yes, I definitely think that healthy eating is the way to go.
Healthy eating is the way to go. And the thing is that, I'm not going to call no names out. My sister, I ain't going to say her name because I got 3. But one of my sisters, every time I try to bring vegan meals and healthy dishes in there, I don't want that mess. I don't want that stuff.
She here vegan and get.
Listen, baby, first of all, she's a diabetic. She has high blood pressure like I do. You're going to have to learn everyone. And listen, we can do it one or two ways. Either we're going to have to amputate something for us to get it together. Either we have to go through a serious situation, trial and tribulations. We're trying to avoid all of that. And I'm telling you, Brother Kevin came into the building ready to throw down, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. When we come back off a commercial break, we're going to tear down some of that food, because it's important for me to let you know, anybody that comes through the Kidney Kafe kitchen, if the stuff is right, because we want you to look up Kevin Whitchard by Events by B&B, because he travels nationally and soon internationally, and he cooks all over the world. So people who are interested, I got to be able to taste it, Brother Kevin, to let the people know if it tastes good. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we're going to have the whole thing laid out for you, and Chef Benne is going to taste what Brother Kevin did. And you already know I know what it tastes like, right? Because he's my personal caterer. But I'm going to taste it for you, because he could be nervous, to make sure that food came out right. So I want you to sit back and relax. And when we come back, we're going to have a good fine dining with Events by B&B. On this week, we'll be discussing what is a vegan, what is a plant-based vegan, what is a junk food vegan, and of course we have to talk about the superfoods that's good for people with KD and CKD. Most importantly, what are the different healthy options and choices that we can take while preparing meals? So tune in to the Kidney Kafe with yours truly, Chef Benne, every week where on the Urban Television Network. Well, Brother Kevin Whitchard with Events by B&B, it looked like you have done it again. Talk to us and tell us what's going on, brother.
Well, what you see here, we got zesty herb roasted chicken tenders with steamed broccoli florets, and we have our cauliflower rice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take and just hit it with a drizzle of lemon juice, and it's ready to go.
Okay. All right, well, everyone, then you know what we said. We talked about the the cauliflower being a superfood. And don't you hate, some people, I was on a date one time and she said to me, why do you have to break up all your food before you eat it? That's not how you eat. You're supposed to eat piece by piece. And I said, baby, I said to myself, now it's our last date, but I said, sweetheart, can a big brother eat the way he want to, please? Okay, let me try this out. I'm one of them country folk. I got to pick up the, Everybody say amen. Delicious. Chef Kevin, this is Ladies and gentlemen.
Delicious and nutritious.
Well, first of all, Chef, I have him here for a reason because I knew he was going to cook good. I'm hungry and I didn't eat anything, but let me tell you something. So tell me, Chef, why you just cut the pepper and put it on top without sauteing it or anything like that. Tell me about that. This is going to be good, y'all.
I julienned it and wanted to keep, the integrity of the pepper, so I didn't want to take any of the nutrients out of it. But you can saute it as well, either way.
Let me tell you something. The reason why this meal is so perfect is because you already have soft broccoli. You already have, it still got a crunch to it, don't get me wrong. You have the nice soft cauliflower. See, this is the kind of stuff that my mother can eat because it's nice and soft. She gotta have soft food. However, when you come back with that pepper,
You want it sauteed next time.
My God. Oh, I'm so sorry. The spirit is just coming up in here. When you get that pepper, and it's almost like he just did a little something to it, but that was it. That popped the whole meal with that zesty lemon juice that he had on top. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we gotta go, but I gotta tell you something. You gotta be able to understand that you can still love food and you can still love to eat. You just have to know how to properly prepare your food. It is important for you to understand that we as kidney folks, we as diabetics, we still can eat. Listen, guess what? There's no carbohydrates on this plate, which means that you can keep your sugar level intact because there's no bread, there's no carbohydrates. He used the cauliflower as if it was rice. And what I'm telling you is this food is delicious. Kevin Whitchard, Events by B&B. I'm telling you, when the name come up on the screen, you need to Google, you need to figure out how can you have him in your kitchen so he can prepare you a meal. But listen, my time is up. I want you to remember one thing. I want you to remember to pamper yourself. It's your duty. Why? Because you are worth it. Kevin, I appreciate you coming in today.
Thanks.
You've done an amazing job because we're dealing with COVID-19. I will shake your hand, but all of this is amazing. Listen, we're gonna have to go because we're gonna have to cut that camera off because Chef Benne and I gonna eat right here, the smorgasbord. We're gonna eat. This food is delicious.